It's Madden NFL 23, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Tennessee Titans, and it's coming right up on EA Sports.
By many accounts, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Tennessee Titans. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and for both of these teams that we're going to see, Charles, the future is kind of right now. You know, this is something you only see a handful of times in an NFL season where you've got a rookie quarterback versus a rookie quarterback.
And I think a lot of that has to do with the era we're in now, because our dads, they didn't see rookie quarterbacks go against each other. In fact, it could be 2-3 years before they even saw the playing field. Nowadays, you get drafted, they expect you to play earlier, and these guys as competitors, they'll take their lumps early, but they'd rather be on the field.
Set to go now on a beautiful sunny afternoon. And off we go from Nashville. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
I tell you what, when he is on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, first down. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. From the 45 on 2nd down. Young. Pressure comes, and the Titans able to bring him down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key.
But found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Got an extra defensive back out there for the Titans now here for 3rd down. Young will set to throw. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 37. Great way to convert on third down there. 21 yards the play.
Well, on third down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Young's throw here on target to Hurst.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line.
And now following the completion, we're going to get a stoppage here for an injury. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Young. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, forced the incompletion.
3rd and short yardage, Young. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3. And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive.
A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard.
And he's going to take this down to about the 17. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down. The impressive opening drive continues and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. Looking to throw, Young. He's got it. And he's brought down.
So the penalty declined, and they will keep the yardage on the completion.
And you could almost see him compartmentalize there throughout the route. Fought hard at the line of scrimmage, a lot of hand checking throughout the route. Great job staying focused on the football and pulling it in through the contact.
Hubbard diving for the end zone, and he'll get there. Touchdown.
That was a really good opening drive on a number of fronts. 10 plays, very methodical, set the tone.
So you know right now, if you're on the defensive side of the ball, you're on the sideline saying, okay, what do we have to dial up in order to get off the field a lot faster? Because both sides are out there for 10 plays, but one side comes off energized, and the other side comes off with some questions.
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And this will be good to give the Panthers a 7-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was Chuba Hubbard who finished it off with a touchdown run.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. So the Titans set to go to work for the first time. And they will be led out by their rookie quarterback.
For every rookie prospect, there are always nerves involved in this moment. Running your team out to start a game. But there's a reason they brought him in. We're willing to make him their starter today. They believe he can overcome those nerves and lead his team to a victory. We saw him do it at the collegiate level and really make himself into a leader and someone you can envision doing the exact same thing here in the NFL.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. And he's going to lose yardage here. Back to his own 18. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Moving backwards on first down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll run it again with Henry. The 2nd down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Their opening drive here is going to result in a punt. They got 7 yards there, but not enough.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee. Officially, that'll go as a 52-yard punt. Not too shabby. And it will be the Panthers' ball, 1st and 10. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their 2nd drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
They show run with 3 tight ends here on 1st down. Young. Get quickly to Thielen here. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll come up now on 2nd and a yard. Off the play fake, Young. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a 1st down. Well done. A gain of 18 and a new set of downs.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down. Throwing, Young. Being chased out left. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. Got out of the pocket, didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it, live to fight another down.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Young to throw it. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's a great job by this secondary. When I watch them, they remind me of elite defenders on a basketball court, right? They want to contest each and every pass.
Great contest on third down to bring up fourth. So on fourth down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And this punt sails over the sideline. And the spot, it looks to be right at the 25-yard line. The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out there, a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. Now back to throw.
That's complete to Traylon Burks.
And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3.
They'll try to run for the first with Henry. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down.
4th and short, partner. I mean, this would be a really risky call. Here we are in the first quarter.
On your own side of the field.
Own side of the field. But, boy, what a tone setter that would be to go for it and get it, wouldn't it?
You're gritty today. I like it.
I'm feeling it.
On 4th down, Ryan Stonehouse on to punt.
And a nice job here on special teams. This will be down inside the 10 at the 8-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Young on first down. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. There is no denying they want to get him involved. That's already the 5th time that they've looked his way in this first quarter.
So that tells me defensively that they want to insist on going in that direction. Make sure you get your best people in the area to try and take that away.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And he'll be hit and dropped for a loss at the 5-yard line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I think there's one element that just keeps increasing on defense in the NFL, and that's speed. They want it at every position, and we just saw there some linebackers that go sideline to sideline, run past that trash, go past people, and make tackles near the sidelines.
Not only near the sideline, but also in the backfield there for the loss. They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. Here is Young. And that will be incomplete.
I came into this game eager to see how they would hold up in man coverage. And on that play, they held up quite well.
Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. And he'll just punch it out of there, and it's not a great kick. Now a fair catch taken, maybe a yard or two shy of midfield. Yeah, call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Titans are going to start this drive in great field position as they take over 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line.
We're coming back for real.
He was having success there holding on to it on the option, but ultimately problems downfield, and it results in a turnover.
Yeah, and this is a tough one because you know you'd prefer to have your quarterback either heading to the sidelines or getting down at the end of the play. But you've got an aggressive one. He's fighting for extra yardage, and he gets stripped there. You don't need him to be a hero in that situation. You want your quarterback taking care of himself.
Three tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
Young now after the fumble recovery. Steps away to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Following the play here, now we've got an injury. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Young now. That is caught by Thielen. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Give him 32 on the play.
Oftentimes now, offenses aren't nearly as precise as days gone by. They just tell receivers, find an open patch of grass and let the quarterback find you. And that's exactly what they did on that play. First with the pass through the air, nice chunk of yardage there, and then additional pickup with his legs after the catch.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
Young off the play fake. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
That's going to be a good matchup for him, using him out of the backfield and telling those linebackers, hey, you're not only going to have to try and run with him, but you're going to have to try and tackle him in the open field.
Young to throw it. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Sanders diving for the end zone, and he is in. Touchdown. Well, he finishes off the drive with a touchdown run, Charles. Remember, he also had a catch on this drive as well.
And that's what running backs want to be in today's NFL, a complete back. 3 downs, stay on the field, run it, and catch it, and he gets it done.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So that drive takes them down the field in 8 plays. And it was Miles Sanders who finished it off with a touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Fielded just outside the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And the Titans getting set to go. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now.
That's right.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he'll get this underneath to Henry. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backs out of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we get everybody oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. A first down carry for Henry. And that to the 30. It'll be second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Henry again on second down.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
Well, at that rate, picking up 3 yards a carry, you and I both know that doesn't cut it in this league and trying to get first downs unless you're playing 4-down football. Then that's a whole different situation, but I don't think that's what they're trying to do here. 3rd and 4, though, is still manageable.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete, certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
And what did we talk with them about prior to the game? Their ability to move the chains, pick up first downs. So far, 0 for 3 on 3rd down. If that continues, they have little chance of winning this one.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now
as he's on to punt for Tennessee. This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And this will depend on the spot as it sails out of bounds, and they'll say it sailed out at the 10-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10.
Let's go old school there. That's absolutely a great coffin corner punt. Someone's put some time in working on that, hasn't it?
Seems like every year these guys get better and better. It's amazing how they can command that football through the air.
Yeah, they used to actually practice with hula hoops where they'd place them and try and put them there. Now a lot of guys use barrels on the sidelines to try and put the football in one.
Now Young.
He's got a man, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big pickup of 38. $14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. The big play has them all the way out near midfield for a 1st and 10. Now Young. And the Titan defense steps up here, and down he goes.
It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack.
The lessons will continue, but this rookie, he's got to learn how to read situations just a little bit better. That far behind the line, he's got to find a way to get rid of the football and not take the sack, whether it's with his legs or just throwing it away.
That's right. Let's do this, man. It's showtime, baby.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. To throw, Young.
Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. And he'll find Thielen on the right side. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Brandon, a good idea there on 3rd down. Run a little clear out and hope you can get your receiver the ball coming across the formation. Nice design, but well played defensively, and they stop him well short.
So on now is Johnny Hecker to punt this one away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. This one will sail out of bounds. It'll depend on the spot here. And the side judge says that went out at the 7-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
He'll try again with the arm here on second down. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. Over the middle, it's complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's patience to be admired right there, because he looks left, looks right, and waits for the right guy to come open, spots him in the middle of the field, and delivers.
Back to throw again. Henry's got it out on the left side. And he's got this almost to the 40 before going out. 11 more on that one and another first down.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they're having panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll look to throw again. Forced out to his left. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down. Well, Charles, in the past, a lot of people called this offense one-dimensional.
I think you did.
Well,
I think it was you.
I'll be honest, I did. I think the fan base is hoping with this young rookie that they can put some wrinkles in this offense like we just saw.
I think you're exactly right, because we did have that discussion that what we've seen in the past from them, they needed to broaden, and they have done it here. Look at what he's bringing to their offense, and now as a defensive coordinator, you've got some extra work to do to prepare for him and their offense.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Second and 3.
He gets this one to Burks. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and it's taken in for a Titans touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Titans go nearly the length of the field and finish it off with 6 points.
And he just did get those feet in there on the side of the end zone. Well done.
Probably the exact size foot necessary, because I think if he had another half size, that catch doesn't count. And he's able to get it in, and it counts for a touchdown.
Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So that drive goes 8 plays. And the result in the end, a Titans touchdown. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
Taken in at the 3. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Obviously not the intended goal last drive. They had to punt the football, but still they've got the lead here and now a chance to add on to that lead if they can get points on this drive. 1st and 10 upcoming.
First down, Young. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
Let's face it, when you have a guy who can pick up those types of runs and keep the chains moving or stay ahead of the chains, you're making everyone else on offense happy because you're opening things up to allow for a whole lot of different play calls.
1st and 10, Young.
He'll fire this complete to Hurst down the field.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That one goes for 30 yards.
We always talk about the guy who paid off the play, don't we? A guy who caught it or ran it. But how about the elements that go into making a big play? This one in particular, able to scan the field, pocket held up nicely. What a terrific job by the offensive line. The route, well run, and the football, right on the money.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. It's Young off play action. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This time they face a 3rd and 2. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And I feel like my man, Old Mo, momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got done? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now here's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So it was 4th down and 1 in the red zone, but they elect to take just the 3.
And I'm a little bit surprised that that's exactly what they decided to do. I kind of thought that they would go for it in that situation. But sometimes I'm sure you just think to yourself, take the 3 points, put them in your pocket, and move on.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Titans set and ready to go on offense.
And they'll be looking to build off of a nice drive last time, a drive that really relied on the quarterback.
Making good decisions, distributing the ball well, distributing it accurately, keeping it away from danger. A really nicely run drive.
But now the defense, what adjustments do they need to make in the passing game?
Pass rush, pass rush, pass rush. Whether it's the guys up front or maybe you bring additional guys, but you've got to disrupt the timing of them throwing the football.
We'll see if they can disrupt it here. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
On play action, they'll throw.
This will go to Henry out wide.
And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44.
They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the 1st down, and that's exactly what he did.
Back to throw now on 1st down. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down.
Bravion Roy busting through to get him for a loss of 6. And this is a quarterback who's already had success on the ground in this first half, but this time they're able to hem him in.
And it's always different when you rush a mobile quarterback as opposed to a guy you know will be right back in the pocket. In this case, you got to make sure the inside pressure and the outside pressure match, and maybe even a second wave to make sure if he squirts free, you've got someone to tackle him.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Running left, it's Henry. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down.
Derek Brown busting through to get him for a loss of 6.
I don't care if you're taking it in round 1, you're undrafted, whatever. As a rookie quarterback in this league, you're going to have games where you face adversity like this.
Lessons. All the time you're going to face these lessons. The key for this guy is, will he be able to bounce back in the next one? Because right now, this has not been his game.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll try the right side with Henry. And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. No gain on the play this time, and it'll be a 3rd and long situation coming up.
It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back
Tiny.
there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him find some space. The first guy in, he's got to take one for the team, right? Because he's just waiting there and holding on for everyone else to help him out.
A good pickup there, 7 yards. Back brings up 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line.
Adam Thielen, he gets set to go again with the rest of this offense, making his presence felt early in this one. First half, already over the century mark.
How about the yards per completion, too? That's a pretty darn good number there. Number of catches, but he's shredding defense, is getting big yardage with each and every one of them.
They start on the ground here at Sanders.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line.
16 yards right off the bat and a first down.
Now that was an excellent run. And when you see that happen, that's when you're seeing guys doing their job and then some people doing a little bit more. Offensive linemen and tight ends, they're expected to block. But the wide receivers, all they want to do is catch passes. So when they block on a big-time running play and create extra space, you've kind of hit the jackpot there.
Young looks to throw on first down. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds.
Let's go now, let's go. Let's do this, man. It's showtime, baby. This is the car before the storm, baby. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Let's get something up.
2nd and 6.
Looking to throw, Young. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
What's the deal, dog? Get him going, baby.
The Panthers on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Young. The open man is Shark. It's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and he'll have it by plenty as they're able to keep the drive alive on 3rd and inches.
And that's one of those where it feels like backyard football in a sense. You say, forget about the route. Just run to the open spot in the middle of the field, and I'll find you. Good throw, good concentration on the catch, and they pick up the first down.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
A first down throw for Young. To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete.
All right, say it with me now. There's a lot of different words we come up with. Maybe we go back and forth after that play, getting his toes tapped down to make that catch. Crafty?
Yep.
Wiley? Oh, definitely.
All the veteran names.
You name it. Has every move in the book and continued to get better throughout his career so he can make that type of a catch.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side.
Give them 5 on the screenplay, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. And once again, this is Sanders. And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 34-yard line. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat and has already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. It'll be Young again. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over, then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Young to throw again on 2nd and 10. Shark's got it, left side. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Let's roll. This is your game, baby. This is what.
To the air once more, Young. And Sanders has got it complete.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1.
And just a yard to go here on 2nd down.
Young.
On the slant, this is Chark. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
They'll run with Sanders. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1. On 2nd and goal, Young. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. A big win there defensively on 2nd and goal. A loss of 7, and it brings up 3rd. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcoming everyone to our downtown Orlando studios in this EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Carolina. And our statisticians got through a couple of pencils already. This offense is on pace for potentially 500 yards in passing. That's pretty incredible. And meanwhile, for the Titans, they weren't quite as successful throwing the ball as their counterparts were, but they still were able to move the ball reasonably well in that first half.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
Let's go. I don't care what you is. They can't get none of this.
The Titans going to get the ball to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back to it on EA Sports from the 6. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
They'll come out throwing here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Phillips. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Only needing 2 yards on second down. They'll drop to throw. To the sideline, and that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the first down. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs. Tenth carry now for Derrick Henry. And he's got room. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 57 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it, and they've run it well here to start the second half.
They keep it with Henry on first down. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we could at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and that's a run born out of ferociousness. He took on that initial contact and in his mind just screamed, "Out of my way," and kept right on going and wound up turning it into a big play.
And the next-gen stats, CD, it shows us he covered better than 20 yards after the initial contact was made. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line. And a solid run down inside the 30. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this one nearly intercepted. Boy, that would have been a great time for their first pick, but instead it's 3rd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. That his first catch so far. They've held him under wraps, but he's got a first down there.
A very important third down conversion right there, because when you're trailing and find yourself this deep in enemy territory, the kicker's not even part of your thought process. You got to make it pay off with 6. Nice connection right there to set up first and goal.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Derrick Henry, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Titans have cut it back within a score.
Did my eyes deceive me, or was that an I formation play that was just run there for a touchdown?
Little old school eye.
How about that? Was that a fullback, tailback, running it into the end zone?
Well, that's what that fullback's for, right? That's why you use that. Let him pave the way.
Oh, without a doubt. He's an extra blocker, and he did his job well on that play.
Extra point attempt to come here. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game. So that drive in total 8 plays. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. And maybe some renewed pressure on this unit following the touchdown a moment ago. It's back to a one-score game.
And because of that pressure, because it's now a one-score game, they know this is where you need to slow the momentum change, because otherwise that could overrun your team. You've got to be careful right here.
They couldn't ask for much more to this point in the second half. A gorgeous day, one-score game, 1st and 10 here. Young's throw here on target to Hurst. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's second down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
It's a second down run with Sanders. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down. Here is Young. That one complete. He finds Shark. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Now Young. Looking middle, and that's complete. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. 13-yard gain yet again, just like last play.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Young to throw it.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Again, he'll drop to throw.
This ball complete to Thielen going across the middle.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Titans' 39. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Running right, here's Sanders.
And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball in this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
2nd down, back to Sanders.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Delayed give there out of the gun. Defense was ready.
And I'm not a big fan of a draw play out of the shotgun formation because the quarterback's not having much action where he's getting away from the line of scrimmage. He's catching the football, making a little head fake, and then handing it off. You should be able to read it as they did there.
Connecting here with Chark on the out route. And he is going to have a Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the 3rd downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the 3rd quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
That was a really nice play, be able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. On 2nd and 9, Young.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Now Young. And that is incomplete.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a 3rd. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. This from 36 yards out. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now.
So 3 points, response there to that opening touchdown of this 3rd quarter.
And that's an important 3, both in terms of adding to your lead, but also letting the other guys know you're not going to just come out in the second half and take over.
After the field goal, on to kick it away is Pinheiro.
from the 6. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. And Derrick Henry and the rest of the Titans offense about ready to roll again.
He's had a good performance, moved the ball effectively on the ground. Of course, he has the 1 touchdown.
And when you're able to move it as effectively as you've described, that leads to finding a way into the end zone, and now he's just trying to do it for a second time. And, of course, with that comes additional yardage.
Yeah, looking for additional yardage, and again, that second score here in the third quarter. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Throws right side, and that's complete. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That's good for 28 yards.
It's a nice zone breaker right there. Take the tight end, move him out to the slot, then have him run a corner route versus the zone coverage, which means he's going to be behind the shallow coverage and ahead of the deep coverage, putting the ball right on him.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Back to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
On second down, here's Henry. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36.
99 yards on the ground now for Henry. He's got a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And right side, Henry's got it. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 14. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
I love the drive they're working on here because they know they can take the lead with a touchdown. And so far on this drive, so good. They've moved the ball down the field with very little resistance defensively. But they better be prepared for some adjustments to come their way now.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
His running ability has been an extra dimension of their game plan thus far. For once, though, he doesn't create any magic against the front that's prepared for him to try and take off.
From the 9, 2nd and 5.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He dumps it off for Henry. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
A short gain that doesn't get him the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. They'll run. It's Henry. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Derrick Henry with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Titans' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. You get down this deep, Charles, you hate to settle for a field goal. They roll the dice on 4th down, really just hoping to get that first. But as it turns out, they take it all the way into the end zone.
You mentioned that they took a little bit of a gamble there. Think about it this way. Most teams throw the ball in this situation in the NFL, so they really gambled with a running play, and boy, did it pay off. Pay dirt.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will put them on top here in the third. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. There's the Titan kick team as they run up and send this one away.
And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt a return.
Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And a methodical drive last time, but they couldn't get that knockout blow. They had to settle for 3.
But you got to like what they've been doing along the way, right? It's almost like the body blows, the setup punch. As you said, they didn't get the knockout blow here, but that doesn't mean it can't come later in the game on another possession. And the defense on the other side,
maybe a little gas,
yeah,
right?
A little tired. And if nothing else, they just feel relieved getting off field only giving up 3. They don't exactly feel like they've handled the offense.
Young's throw complete to his receiver, Thielen.
And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down. From the shotgun, it's Young. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down. Sanders here as they run out of the gun.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It may be only a gain of 3 yards, but that back, he deserves a lot more credit on the play. That could have easily been stopped at the line, but his vision and his determination found some space to turn it into that modest gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Looking to throw, Young. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. So 3rd and 2, and I count 6 defensive backs out there. Young. Open man as Thielen is complete. He's going to be out of bounds on what's going to wind up being the final play of quarter number 3. 3 quarters in the books. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Nashville. And we've got a dandy here. A 1-point game as we begin the 4th. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Now here's Young. That's the tight end Hurst with it.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38. in need of only about the length of the football here on second down. The play fake, now Young. Buying time to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
But tell the statistician to add another one to their impressive total today. Great week for the defensive front. A tough one for that offensive line. Quarterback getting right back behind that line, hoping for more time to attempt a likely third down pass.
A long way to go here on third down for the 8th play of the drive. Young to throw it. And he's got Hurst, his tight end. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Able to convert on 3rd and 14, a terrific play call.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know, this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. And he is going to lose yardage here. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13, Young. He's got his big tight end. That's Hurst. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the first down marker was and getting there.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll go again with Sanders. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. On the draw, here's Sanders. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Miles Sanders, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Panthers answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a 4th quarter lead. Plenty of scoring here of late, and our lead changes hands now in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, they just gave up a touchdown at the other end, so they knew that with time getting short, they had to put something together here, and they were able to do so and retake the lead right back.
Now Young's going to throw for this. And he's got it. So the 2-point conversion is good, and they add on to their 4th quarter lead. And, of course, on the 2-point try, had the option to run or pass. They pass it there, and it works.
Felt pretty straightforward, didn't it? An open receiver, ball's put on him, 2 points for them.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the fourth quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Going across the field, he finds Phillips. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And some room to maneuver. And he is finally going to be brought down, but not before he gets it to the Panthers' 13. 159 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. They'll run it again with Henry. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. A good response by the defense, sending them backwards after that huge gain last play.
Well, they've had success on the ground on this drive, and that makes a defense more likely to overcommit to stop the run as they did on that play. But keep in mind, it makes them susceptible to play-action passes as well.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. The Titans on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Dancing to his left, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple defenders getting home there for a loss of 11.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. From the left hash, this from 39. And this one is right through. And that'll bring them back within 4. So an interesting call there to take the 3. I mean, I guess they're thinking that their hands were tied, but, fourth quarter, that field goal might not help them that much in the end.
Yeah, eventually they're going to need the touchdown. The thinking must have been they didn't feel confident about picking it up there, hoping maybe on defense they can get better field position, get a turnover, get a better play, and then they'll have a chance to attack the end zone.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. This offense returns to the field, and the former Penn State star Miles Sanders, we're going to look at him.
He's toppled the century mark already receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Throwing again on second down. Young, and his throw here's incomplete. Hayden Hurst, former first-round pick, the intended target, and now it's third down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Young on third down. Got a man, and he hits him in stride.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
So frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here, down late, tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or a takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Here is Young. His throw incomplete.
That's what it is. That's what it is, baby. I got you, baby. Pay attention. Pay attention. Give us some.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45.
And even 100 yards on the ground now for Sanders. He's got a first down.
I guess he was saving his best for last, so to speak. Longest run of the day coming here in the 4th quarter right there.
And that type of run makes for a better night for him and his teammates, doesn't it? To be able to produce this late in the game can lead to some big smiles and satisfaction in the locker room after this one's over.
So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Another run with Sanders. They find some open field here. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That good for 22 and a first down. You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand. They're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. They'll try to throw now. Young, they're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early.
So pass interference, the call there. Always, obviously, Charles, such a subjective call. You agree with the penalty?
Well, from where we're standing right now, I think the officials are tightening things up here in the second half. Maybe a defender gets away with that in the first, But this time the flag comes out, and I think it's a good call.
And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line.
Make plays, y'all. Make plays. Pay attention.
And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now Young. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. The coverage good, the pressure good, leads to the sack, and it's 3rd and goal now.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. 3rd and goal. Young now. And he's got his man in stride. Complete. Touchdown. Hayden Hurst from 13 yards out. And the Panthers will add to their 4th quarter lead. So they get their tight end away from the line to the outside, and he works his way in for 6.
Tight ends are not just blockers anymore. I don't know how many more times we need examples, but here's a great one. Gets to the outside, they give him the ball pretty quickly, and they trust him to get those extra yards, and boy, did he come through, bowling his way into the end zone after the nice catch.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. A 10-play drive that time. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. Well, that last touchdown we just saw, what an important one. Now it's back to a 2-score deficit for this crew as they take the field here, and they are in desperate need of finding the end zone.
Let's go, y'all. You know what we need, baby. Let's rock and roll.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This will go to Henry out wide. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Back to throw here. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It's a gain of 35.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Back to throw. And brought in downfield by Burks. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Again, he'll drop to throw. They set up the screen for Henry. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. They'll wind up losing 3 here on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
That means it's just one last chance left, and this has to be a 1st down or a touchdown, or this game's over.
On 4th down, Mike Vrabel says, let's get 3 out of this. He sends on the field goal unit. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So you knew one way or another that they needed the 2 scores. They get the easy one out of the way. Now they'll get the ball back, hopefully.
Yeah, and the question is, how do you accomplish that? Do you onside kick it? Or since you have all 3 timeouts, do you kick it deep? To me, I'm playing field position. With all 3 timeouts, I kick it deep and try and pin them back there.
So the field goal got him back within 1 score, and now the focus lies on this onside kick. And it looks like the Panthers' hands team does its job. A tough one there. They certainly wanted that when they needed it, but they didn't absolutely have to get it. They still do have 3 timeouts.
You're exactly right. They had to attempt it. But even though they didn't get it, as you noted, with 3 timeouts, if they can get these stops on defense, all hope is not lost.
Carolina getting set to take the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
Here's Sanders. And he works his way forward to pick up 4 yards there. 2nd down. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Get him going, baby.
Another run here with Sanders. And he's got some space here. On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up. Playmaker, step up.
The Panthers down to a knee out of the victory formation. A dime look defensively here for the Titans on 3rd. Young's going to take a knee here, and that should just about do it.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front of your home crowd, but when you go on the road, that band of brothers attitude, right? Just us against the world and get it done. How happy are they?
I remember a coach at a previous stop telling me, you get a win on the road, doesn't matter the opponent, get out of there like you stole something. And they did in this one. And this one is right down the middle. And that will extend their lead even further.
What a change in this ball game in the fourth quarter, Charles. They just completely took over, and not only did they get the lead, they end up winning somewhat comfortably.
And when we spent time talking with them before the game, they made sure that we knew that they thought that they were the better team in this one, and they never lost that thought or lost that focus, and they played like it in the fourth quarter. That's how you author a late comeback and get a win.